Hello, you guys. I am Monica Singer, and I have one of my amazing friends, Liz.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
This is Liz Molina. She's one of my dearest friends. And obviously, as you guys can see, we have created our very own podcast. It's called The Real Tea. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I want to talk about a little bit about the name and how we came up with The Real Tea. So go ahead.
So The Real Tea was brought to Monica's idea. She brought it together because, well, as you guys know, we're both in real estate. And we wanted something that was catchy. We don't really want it to be directed just to real estate.
Right.
We wanted it to be more like The Real Tea. So
yes.
Come chat with us.
So it's spelled, tea, like T-E-A, like you're sipping on some tea. So it's like you're going to hear all the real tea on this podcast. But when you say it fast, it sounds like real tea. Which we're both in real estate. So we're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. It's a little bit of both. So we're super excited to bring you guys on this journey. And because of that, I brought a little bubbly to celebrate.
Yay! So we can kind of bring down these nerves.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Brandon,
and I'm excited.
If you don't mind, can you hand it over, please? So we can...
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I brought this one.
Ooh,
have you tried this one?
I have not.
It is called Rich. Because who doesn't want to be rich?
We sure do.
This is actually one of my favorites. So let me go ahead and open it. Just so we can, have a little toast to our podcast, amiga.
Our successful podcast.
Yes.
We're excited. We're excited for you guys to come along this journey with us. And we've been talking about this for a long time, you guys.
Like a year.
Yeah, like months and months. We've been talking about it. And we finally decided just to get together and just do it before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Just like everyone else has New Year's resolutions. This was one of ours. So we really want to kick this off, and hopefully it takes off. And we have some. Yes, it will.
It will.
And I know that we have planned some really exciting guests that we're going to have on our show, which is exciting. And just a lot of content and just different topic conversations, you know. Obviously, we do real estate. As most of you know, we're real estate agents, but we don't only want to talk about real estate. We want to just talk about anything, any issues.
We're going to have fun guests. We're going to have clients because, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs. So we want to understand, where they come from, get to know some of our guests a little bit better. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we're just going to wing it.
I know.
Wait. Here it goes.
Hold on.
Sorry. It just popped. Okay. I like how we both scream. Here you go, amiga.
Thank you. Here you go, friend.
Let me see if you can hear this in the mic.
There you go. A little bubbly for this celebration.
Oh, yes.
And let's toast to the
Cheers
Real Tea.
to The Real Tea, very first episode, and many more to come.
There you go.
Cheers,
friend. Ooh, that is
Good, huh?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to put berries in it. I had it for the first time. I think it was in Cabo or somewhere. And they had someone from, I don't want to butcher the name, Veuve Clicquot or whatever. They had a guy there, and he was like, oh, this comes from Europe, and they drink it with berries. Ooh. So you put all kinds of berries. So he had a cup full of berries and ice. And you're supposed to put ice in it too, ice and berries. And then you pour it, and it's super tasty. But it tastes good just like this. It's like a pool.
It's very good.
Like a poolside drink.
Ooh. I like it.
It's really good.
So
really good.
Anyways, friend, let's talk a little more about what everyone can expect from us, and what do we have.
Well, before we get started, let's talk about us and you and me and you. and why this dynamic
happened.
Yeah.
So I'll start.
Okay.
So I slid into Monica's DMs and I was like, hey girl, how are you? I like your style. Let's be friends. So we actually started real estate around the same time.
Yeah.
And
I think it was the same month. When did you start?
Yeah. Well, I got licensed in March, but I didn't start till August.
Okay. So I got licensed in January, but I didn't start until March. So you must have seen me for a few months.
So we both were on the hunt to, you know, be the best real estate agents we can be. We went to we had been talking for a while.
And this was back in 2017?
We've been friends for about
17?
5 years now? 6 years?
Was it 17?
17, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, 17. Yeah,
2017.
17.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of just going back and forth with like, oh, I like how you posted that, or oh, I like this, I like that, or, you know, hey, I like your style, or I like this, or where'd you go on vacation, whatever, right? So it became a friendship, which was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Genuine friendship.
Yeah.
But so then I remember going to a Tom Ferry event, and I was posting that I was at a Tom Ferry event, and then Monica was there with another friend, and she was like, wait, are you at the Tom Ferry event? And I'm like, yes, I just posted it. She was like, meet me at the front. And I'm like, okay. So mind you, we had never met in person before, but as soon as we met, I really truly felt like I was like, there's my friend.
Yeah, I felt like we had been friends forever. I feel like I had already seen you. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're just meeting.
I know everything about this girl already.
Yeah.
It really did feel like that.
Especially because we didn't even mention, you're from Palm Springs.
Yes, I am. I'm from
the Palm Springs area, right? And I'm from,
LA?
I live in, the LA County and Pasadena area. So, I mean, for this to have happened was super random.
Yeah.
Like, for us to ever meet. So it would happen through social media. Basically, like, great minds think alike type of thing.
And, you know, I really do believe in energy as well, you know? That's a big thing for me. I think that the energy you put out is the energy that you attract, right?
So, 100%.
So I feel like I have a lot of energy to offer, and I feel like you have a tremendous amount of energy to offer as well. You know, positivity and always wanting to help others and wanting to see other people succeed. And honestly, for me, and I say it to this day, and I know that you can vouch for it, I've always been such a big fan of my amiga. Like, I'm just like, get it, girl. Get it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it goes vice versa.
Yes.
Because even, like, I remember our first year, dude, we would call each other for, like, our first deals. We were like, oh, my gosh, friend, I closed. And, like, that was cool because you can't celebrate that stuff with anybody. Like, people are, I don't know.
Yes.
People are like, and then we'd be like, oh, my gosh, how much is your commission? Oh,
my gosh. Well, you know what? I think it's the times that we live in now where people feel offended by other people's success. You know? And it's kind of like, you know, and again, going back to energy, if you have that energy to really feel like, I'm happy for her. I genuinely am, like,
100%.
You know, I want her to succeed. I want her to, you know, be at her best potential. Then good for her, because at the end of the day, it's her turn right now. It'll be my turn at one point. Yeah. You know, and I know she'll be standing in that corner as well.
Yeah.
So I love this girl. I really do.
No, she does. She's been a huge friend of mine, a huge supporter, my cheerleader. There's been events that I post on social media. I never send personal invites, and I know you don't get offended because I just know you don't. But I just feel like I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want anyone to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to come. Yeah. She invited me. It's a big deal to her, but I have a bunch of shit to do. If I post it on social media, and
if you're available, come.
And if you're available, come. I've had events in Orange County, and this girl like surprised me and was just there. It wasn't like, oh, I'm coming to see you. No, it was like, hey, I'm here. I couldn't miss out on your first speaking event. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my friend.
I'm like, she did so amazing too, honestly. Like, you did amazing, friend.
I was so nervous that time too. Every time. But that's like,
and you get better and better though.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, it's like there is no limit, honestly. I think you're so amazing. But going back to us meeting, I really feel like the friendship has really developed into something super genuine. We went on vacation this year together. and
a family vacation.
A family vacation. And we've hung out, aside from that too, but we went on a family vacation. And as most of you know, if you follow me, I just had a little girl. So she is now 1 year and 4 months. And I have a son who's 9 years old. And Monica has 2 boys.
Yes.
Cash and Mace.
6 and 8.
Yes.
So So
the boys were good.
Yeah.
The boys hung out. They still till this day play Roblox together. And, if Max found out that I was here, he'd be like, I can't believe you didn't take me to Monica's house. So, but
they still remember when we ran into him in Vegas.
Oh yes, I forgot you had said.
With him.
Yeah. My son actually was in Vegas with his dad, and I think they had gotten a cabana, or I don't know what
next
exactly.
to each other.
And it happened to be that Monica was in Vegas and had gotten a cabana right next to them too, without knowing that my son was there. And then I get a picture from my son's father, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing with my friend? He's all like, well, I guess everybody knows Max. He's like, I don't know how. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's my friend.
He ran into my kids.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my kids had friends in Vegas. Yeah. And it was Liz's son.
Yeah. But we had an amazing time. We went to Puerto Vallarta. And many more vacations to come. But that was definitely a really fun one.
Yeah.
I would really, really love to see this next coming year a vacation without the kids.
I'm ready.
Yes. Girl, I am too. Take me. Lester's probably like, I don't want to take Liz after that one night we went to LA.
What happened in LA?
When we all went to LA.
Oh.
When we went to the Maluma concert.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
And I fell asleep.
No, girl.
And I got drunk. Off
You just
champagne.
fell asleep, though. You were fine.
I was so embarrassed, you guys, because this was when I had just met her. And we all went to a concert together, and I think her husband met us up afterwards, and he took us to this, I don't know, this alley stuff, right?
Bella.
Yeah, to this nightclub, whatever, and there was all these top hitters there, and I don't know what, right? So I thought it was cool, and so I was like, I'll keep drinking. I can keep up, Yeah. So I kept drinking, and then all of a sudden I fucking knocked out, and I was asleep. So that's why I said, I'm like, oh fuck. Every time I see Lester, I'm like,
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, you don't know how to hang. You don't know how to
And you
party.
had no idea who was even with us.
I didn't.
I was like, friend, this is the hottest up and coming basketball player.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
That's with us. And she's like,
which one?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know who he is.
And I will say this, going back to that, what you just mentioned, is that I really feel going back to friendships, is that a lot of people will hang out with certain people so that they're in that same circle, right? So I'm very protective with friends. So the 5 friends that I can count with my hand can vouch for that. And I tell this girl all the time, I'm like, hey, if I see something, I'm looking at it on the outside. So I'm like, hey, I need you to, I want to say I'm bad cop, she's good cop. She's nice on me,
Yeah.
So I'll phone her, I'll text her, and I'll be like, hey, I didn't want to bombard you with this, but I just want to let you know that I don't know. I don't really feel the vibe with this person, with you and this person. Just be careful,
Yeah, you do say that.
I do. I'm always like,
hey, I don't know their intentions. This is what I see. And I'm like, but it's good because sometimes I feel like me and Lester, we're very welcoming of everybody.
Very.
That sometimes we miss.
and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Absolutely not. I guess for me, I've just been, we've all been through things, I've just been through a lot, and I just feel like at this point in my life, there's just really no second chances, So, and when I am very genuine with friends, I want to protect them too, So I'm kind of like, who the fuck's talking to my friend now?
Yeah.
Who's this girl that just came around?
Yeah. She's like, be careful, friend. I'm like, okay. I got you.
But yeah, so that's
that's
how we came about.
that's the dynamic. So it's not even though you may not see us too much in pictures or social media. This is one of my truest friends, and again, someone that I feel like a true friend you can only count on one hand, and you're definitely one of those.
Oh, thank you.
I don't even like saying the word best friends because I don't believe in best friends. I'm like, it's just to me, if you're one of those
friends that becomes family.
Yeah, it's family at the end of the day. So anyways, this is Liz, my hidden gem, my friend behind the scenes, all this time that has supported me and gone along the ride with me, and together we've gone through this whole real estate journey together as real estate girls and being on social media
and partners now.
Yeah, now we're business partners, which is super exciting.
Which I'm excited about.
Yeah, and we actually had this in the works prior to becoming partners. So now everything's just aligning. Like, I don't know, I'm super excited. But enough about us. Let's tell everyone what the dynamic of the show is going to be about.
So I really think that the vision that I would like to see with the show, not really for there not to be like an agenda, you know, for it just to be like whatever we want to talk about. We want to bring in someone fun. Hey, let's bring in someone fun. Yeah. Let's have some drinks, you know? Especially when you have a recent mom, you know me. You want to have some drinks.
Any excuse.
Especially when I could come out to LA and hang out with my friend. But I really think that it just be, you know, whatever, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So it can really be real. Yeah. That's what it's about. The real tea, right? Yeah. So it can be as real as possible. Bring in some really cool guests.
We have some lined up, which I'm super excited. Our first guest is, I'm not going to say who, but it's going to be
a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun is all I can say. But you're right. So it's I like what you just said.
Thank you.
I like that. Like there's no agenda. No agenda. Just fun people that we can
and we will open
learn
it up
from.
I think it's a good idea to open it up as well. Like, you know, maybe open it up on social media and be like, hey, what do you guys want to see this next podcast? Do you guys want to do like a Q&A? Do you guys want to do, what do you want to, you know, because obviously it is all about audience too, right? So we want to give the audience what they want.
Right.
But again, without there being an agenda, without us having to be like, okay, now this is part 2 of part blah, 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 you know, like, I'm like, fuck, hurry up. You couldn't say all that in part 1, you know? So.
Watch you do a part 2.
Right? Part 2 to come. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think just go with the flow. And if we want to have someone fun in here, then that. If it just me and you, fun. If we want to bring in, you know, our partners, great. Bring them in.
Yeah, we'll have some of our clients in here. We'll have
that'd be fun too.
Yeah. We'll have a little bit of everything. Definitely going to be entertaining though. Yeah, and I think at some point we can have like our oh, you know what would be good too?
You scared me when you did that.
No. I was going to say our husbands, but fuck our husbands. The kids.
No, girl, they will not say anything good.
They're going to be like, no.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you guys are over there doing your podcast. I got to take care of the kids over here. So
yeah. I know.
The kids would be fun.
The kids would be fun.
We can actually ask them questions like, hey, what does your mom do for work? You know, stuff like that. You know what Max said? I still have it till this day. You know how when they're like in kinder, first grade or whatever, and it says, you know, Mother's Day, like, what does your mom do, blah, blah, blah. So tell me why his says my mom's an Instagram model. Maximus, I am not an Instagram model. Tell your friends that I sell real estate. Tell their mom and dad to call me. Not to be looking at my pictures.
That's cute.
I think that actually, you know what? I feel like the kids have, at least our kids, I feel like they have like such big personalities.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm talking about these kids talking about life goals. That's what, like, kids pick up on everything, right? So
yeah.
I know your kids for sure have talked about it.
My kids can talk sports all day long. My kids can talk about Elon Musk. They know his whole story. Gosh, everybody. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
My kids, yeah, they would be entertaining. Yeah. Cash is kind of like a Google.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's into tornadoes right now.
So what do you feel Mace is more?
You know what? Mason's going to be a smart kid by default. Because he's going to learn from his brother. He looks up to him so much. So Mace is a little bit in the shadow of his brother, but he's more athletic.
I was gonna say, because when we went on the trip, I felt like Max and him got along more. Don't get me wrong, Max loves Cash, but I really felt
because Cash is more of a homebody, and he's more of like, I just want to chill and hang out with the adults.
Yeah.
And Mace is more like, I want to run around.
Yeah.
And Max likes to run around.
And Max was kind of like, let's throw the ball around.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What, you know, what football player do you know? Da 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 da. And I was kind of like, oh my god, you know. But I noticed that right off the bat. And again, like I said, Max is a homebody as well, but he has both, right?
Yeah.
Because he would even say like, oh, well, can we just stay home and chill? Like, I just want to watch sports all day. And I'm like, dude, like, I just said I just booked like a vacation. Like, what do you mean you don't want to go? You know, I'm not kidding you. Like, we have a vacation planned for Christmas. And he's like, do I really have to go? Can I just stay with grandma? And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Maximus, this is what we work hard for, to take you on vacations and stuff, you know? And he's just kind of like, well, I don't really care. I'm like,
yeah.
So.
I mean, at some point, I think we can get them in here for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. We just have to do a little bit of an agenda with them because...
Don't be saying mom secrets, you hear me? This is what you're going to say and this is what you're not going to say. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Cash, we go to the store and Cash is like, Dad, do you need cerveza? Do you need like bottles? And I'm like, oh my gosh. But
it's everything
anyway,
that they hear.
So it's going to be a little bit of everything. But we want to inspire. We want to motivate. I mean, I think we want to be motivated and get inspired. So that's going to be really cool, is interviewing people that are on a whole other level. And
I'm just like an emotional wreck, so I can't wait for all this, to be honest with you. I just love hearing people's stories, come up stories. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite things, honestly, especially success stories. I mean, to me, they're just like, because then I put myself in those shoes and I'm like, oh, that could be me one day. Like, you know?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I guess for me, like, you know, there's that saying that says, like, if you're the smartest one at the table, you need to move tables.
You need to run.
You know? So I feel like I'm the dumbest one at the table and I'm okay with that.
You want to be. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, you know?
Yeah. No,
I want to be around people that are like heavy hitters. I want to be around people who are inspiring, who are motivating, who want more in life, who, you know, want to help other people too. You know, not just because there's a difference too. You know, there's people who are successful and are greedy with the success. Yeah. You know, so I feel that, again, the more you give, the more you receive. Yeah. So it's one of my, I think that's my goal for this podcast. I think that's our goal for this podcast. Yes. So I'm excited.
We're super, super excited.
We're excited and we're nervous. Yeah. It's not a lie. Okay. We're nervous as well. Yeah. Because we want it to be good. We want, you know, we want you guys to enjoy it as much as we're going to enjoy it. Yeah. So.
And all of it is going to be freestyle. I mean, we had no idea what we were going to talk about today, but we were like, you know what? Today
just get on the mic.
Just do it. Let's just come in. But we also wanted to say thank you, as you guys can see. SAH Studios. We are...
For giving us the opportunity.
Yes. Thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to film in your studio and make this all happen. Because honestly, I mean, I got on the... Remember, I called you... Or actually, I was on the way to your house. Yeah. And he was like, hey, this, you know, he believed in us after just talking to him about it. So
and we believe in you. Yes. We believe that you can make it happen for us.
Yes. Yeah. He's already filmed some content for us for me. And it was amazing. So I was like, I found the guy. Oh my gosh, that was the thing. We couldn't find a freaking videographer. I kept going through them and
I have to rely on you because back home I'm like, really, you guys, no one wants to take my money? Like, somebody film me walking, like, if I'm not looking. Something, right? And it's just like, so I had to leave it to her to find someone. Somebody, and it just happened to be a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It's here.
He fell from the sky.
So we're excited. We're really excited. We're excited for the growth in our podcast, for the growth with... SAH. We're excited for growth in ourselves, in our audience, and just everything. So
hopefully you guys like our podcast and subscribe and
let us know what you guys want to see.
Yeah, let us know, because I mean, it's for you guys. So at the end of the day, but I guess we'll close.
We'll close there, friend. Can we toast one more time?
Yes. Cheers,
amiga, to 2023 and an amazing podcast.
To episode 1.
There you go.